everyone, Cassius here, welcoming you back to the Shakespeare Minute. Today we have our final duo, villains 8 and 7, the Macbeths. The reason why I group the Macbeths together is this. I don't think they function as a villain separately. I think that they work very much in tandem and they can't really be separated in terms of their motivations and how they hash things out. Certainly their crimes could not be committed at all by just one of the two of them. And they, of course, seem to switch off who's doing what. But the two of them together, of course, while they do very different things along the plot line, seem to work very, very well together.
Only look up, clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
So, what do the Macbeths do? Well, a lot like Claudius, the villain from 2 days ago, they kill a king while he's asleep and take over. Of course, with this, we do not get a sense, as we did with Claudius, that Macbeth is a good king at all. We never see him doing anything good. The minute he becomes king, it is all about the inner life of this man and how he needs to stay secure in a much more sharply intense way than any of the villains we've encountered thus far. Macbeth's entire defining characteristic is that he needs to be safe in his new position.
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep.
Of course, how did he get there in the first place? That was his wife's doing, or at least seems to be. She's the one who convinces him that he deserves more. And once that idea is put in her head, that her husband could be the king, it can't get out. Of course, Macbeth is still thinking about it, but she's the one who says, we have to embrace fate and do it now. This is something that you should have and you can have. And with that kind of pragmatic, to the victor go the spoils kind of mentality, and with that pragmatic possession is 9/10 of the law, might makes right mentality, she's able to convince him that he can kill Duncan, he should, and he will. Of course, this act doesn't stop there. Macbeth talks about the act of killing Duncan being the be-all and end-all, and he thinks that he's going to see revenge for that crime in this life, forgetting about the second. He doesn't care about his eternal damnation, he's just afraid of getting judged here. But the act of killing Duncan not only isn't the be-all and end-all in terms of punishment, but it's also not the be-all and end-all in terms of the murders that he has to carry out. He doesn't seem to foresee that Banquo is someone he'll have to get rid of in terms of just knowing too much. Of course, he then finds out that Banquo's children are a problem, and that becomes another reason to hunt them down. But he doesn't realize at first, he's going to have to get rid of all the witnesses who realized that he had motive to do this, including Banquo, and he keeps killing, and anytime he gets another prophecy, he has to keep killing. It's like getting blackmailed. He can't stop, because the minute he stops, he loses everything. And he really puts it very well, of course, this being Shakespeare, he puts it very well in this comment here.
I am in blood stepped in so far that, should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er.
Why not keep killing when going back would cause just as much pain and horror? It's a poignant quote, and it shows that the turmoil in his mind, while not driven specifically from conscience, but this sort of weariness that this isn't what he wanted, is so incredible. And of course, for his wife, this weariness and disbelief at what they've been forced to do and what they've come to actually comes to a head in a much more final way. The exhaustion at the end of this play is a beautiful tone to set for the downfall of a tragic hero who went all the way to the dark side and couldn't find his way back. Certainly both of the Macbeths come to their demise through that exhaustion and horror. Macbeth does it slightly less energetically and at someone else's hands, but the two of them really both seem to face death in the same bleak kind of way. So with that, we round out our discussion of villains number 8 and number 7. Their crimes, regicide, and then serial murder. The minute they come into power, their reign literally blights the earth. That is how unholy it is. Their motivations, ambition. Till tomorrow, I'm Cassius. Think of the world.
Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round.